plug your ears in, man. You know who it is, Slim Hunters. Hey, plug your ears in, man. You know who it is, Slim Hunters.
Watching the Grit and Grind on Studio 67.
All right, welcome to the Grit and Grind. And let me just say, allergies are real because this has been a tough week for us. But as you can see, I'm here by myself. Shawn is not here today. I think he's down in Tarboro up there building a statue for the Vikings football team. But seriously, he was not able to make it this week. But I will be steering the ship today. But before we get started, we got a couple shout outs that we want to give. And we first want to give a shout out to the athletic director at Vance County High School, Mr. Phil Wow. And just thank him for everything that he did for us as far as for the Vance County game. And also we met Graham Noel. He's a local newspaper reporter for them in that area. And so we just wanted to give a shout out to both of them for just allowing us to be there this past week and so forth. But it's that time, and it's time for that rewind. And just like I was saying, the rewind this week is going to be the Vance County game, Vance County versus Enloe. And Vance County came into this game needing a good win going into the playoffs, and they was able to get it. And it started off just like Vance had with number 7, Diley Jr. was able to get into the end zone for Vance County. And Enloe was able to get a run here by White, number 22. And the game in the first quarter was going back and forth, but Vance County was able to take advantage with number 1 Holder, making big-time plays for them, running in for a touchdown, and number 10 Now. Those guys on that offensive side of the ball was able to make plays, and if you're Vance County, this is the type of game that you needed to get cranked up to go into the playoffs, and Vance County was able to get that win. And so going into the playoffs, this is what you want to be able to do if you're Vance County. Again, Vance County won this game 50-21. It was a big-time game for them, leading into the playoffs. And Enloe, this is a measuring stick game for them. They're going into the playoffs as well, and it just gives them confidence to build up on in their playoff game. We're heading to a commercial, and you're watching the Grit and Grind on Studio 67.
The Information Technology Cybersecurity concentration at Nash Community College teaches students computer networks, information policy, and how to protect cloud and storage data. Cybersecurity students learn how to build and maintain firewalls and utilize data encryption programs. Students will also have the opportunity to gain real-world experience within their community with work-based learning opportunities. Information technology is a growing field, and once completed, students will have the knowledge and skills to start careers in the field working as cybersecurity analysts, information security analysts, and network system administrators. The cybersecurity concentration can be taken at 100% online for a degree or certificate. For more information about the cybersecurity program, visit nashcc.edu or call 252-443-4011.
All right, welcome back to the Grit and Grind. Now it's time for the favorite part of our show, which is who was that Grit and Grind player of the week? All right, this week's Grit player is coming out of Southeast Raleigh Bulldogs, and it is number 11, Kenan Ezer. Kenan is number 11, the defensive end for them. Watching video of him just jumps out on the screen for you as far as a player. He makes plays. He's a fast player. He stays in his lane on the defensive side of the ball. He makes the tackles that need to be made. And Kenan has just been able to take Southeast Raleigh defense to another level as far as making plays, key plays throughout the game when they need it the most. So this week's Grit player is Kenan Ezer out of Southeast Raleigh Bulldogs. And our Grind player we're going right back to Vance County. And that's number 50, Marcus Jackson, fullback, defensive tackle, and guard for them. And we saw him up front, and he has dominated the whole line up front as far as making the holes for the running backs and getting them in position to make runs down the line. And he was one of the key players for them in this win against Enloe last week. So we want to give a shout out to both of those players for being the Grit and Grind player of the week. You're watching Grit and Grind on Studio 67. And we'll be right back.
Nash Community College offers welding technology as a degree, diploma, or certificate. In this 5-semester program, students learn how to draw and read blueprints, the welding process, and welding safety. Students develop and master their skills in the classroom environments and real-world situations in NCC welding shops. With this degree or certificate, students can work as welders in a variety of fields such as construction, fabrication, and industrial maintenance. Most NCC graduates start out as entry-level technicians or welding apprentices working within the community. For more information on welding at Nash Community College, visit nashcc.edu or call 252-451-8270.
Now watching Grit and Grind on Studio 67. Go Vipers!
All right, shout out to Vance County Cheerleaders for bringing us back in. And as we get started back, we got the marquee games of the week. All right, this week's marquee game of the week is playoff games. All these games are playoffs, and we're going to start with 1A playoff, which is going to be Southside versus Warren County. Southside is coming to this game 1-9, and Warren County is 8-2. And Warren County has just been taking care of business all season long throughout the season. And we've talked about Warren County and some of their key players with Phil, Hosey, Hawkins have just been ballers on the team for them. And if you look at Southside Seahawks, they've had some tough games with North Duplin, Martin County, Gate County, Rosewood. Those are some tough games for them. and their record may not indicate how good this team really is. But if you watch them on film, you can see the talent that they have. And it starts with their quarterback, and Clark has over 800 yards rushing, another 500 passing. You got Minor, who has also 600 yards rushing. Key players for them on defense is Knight, Minor, Lewis, Campbell, Moore. Those guys have just been playing good football for Southside, just haven't accumulated into wins, but this is still a good team. And if you're Warren County, you want to be prepared for anything that they may bring. And we had a chance to talk to the Warren County head coach, Coach Hunt, and here's that interview.
Welcome back to the Grit and Grind Coaches Corner this week, Daryl. We got our good friend all the way from Warren County, the Ness, Dub C, the County. I learned all the nicknames when I was up there from the Mouse family. They told me every one of them now. We were glad to have our good friend back, Coach BJ Hunt, head coach of the Warren County Eagles, who are playoff bound. And Coach Hunt, just welcome back to the Grit and Grind. Glad to have you back on the show.
Glad to be back.
Definitely.
Thank y'all for having me back. I appreciate
Well,
it.
Coach, it's playoff season. Everybody's excited in Warren County. You guys in the playoffs, 8-2 season. So before we talk about the playoff game, let's just reflect on this season. How were you able just to keep the guys? We seen y'all play several times this season. Just keep them so focused throughout the season to get to this playoff game, coming in as a 8 seed, I believe, or a 9 seed into the playoffs.
It's been a challenge, but I think it's just part of we've created a culture over the past few years. So the standard is the standard, man. So our kids kind of understand that now, and the more you have success, the more they kind of believe in. And okay, what he said, he ain't really crazy, right? All the little things do matter, you know. The stuff he's been saying, it does make sense. So I mean, that's just been a big thing. We got a great group of guys, man, that are hungry. They've had success and they're hungry for more success. So it's not hard to motivate them. I do play little mind games here and there, but like they self-motivated, man. I think a lot of them, they enjoy trying to prove me wrong. And so we have a very competitive relationship. So it's good, man. I love all my players, man. I love them to death.
Coach, what I want to ask you is, when we first met you early in the season, you was telling me about how young your team was, a lot of young players you got on your team. How has that been able to turn into wins for y'all this season, as far as playing a lot of young guys this season for y'all?
Well, that's been the thing. I've been waiting for like that big senior class. I don't think it's ever gonna come. It's 1A football, man. So like, when I first, it's crazy. My first season was that year before COVID, and we had like 5 seniors, and I was like, man, we're young, right? And then COVID happened, and then we played that spring season, and that was my biggest class. I think we had 12, 13. So,
Nice.
And we had an opportunity to be really good, but we were robbed of an off season because of COVID. So I think we went 2-9 my first year. We got destroyed, right? Getting killed. We were playing babies, man, guys. That I got the job in June, and then it's like from that year on, it's been like 5 seniors, 6 seniors, 6 seniors, and so this year we have 10 seniors, which is
good.
However, when you look at those 10 are spread out. So we play freshmen in Warren County. I mean, I believe in it. If you can play, you can play. So I think it pays dividends down the road. And we just had a couple of good classes of just really, really good players that have had some success at the middle school. And then when they came in, they fit right in, and our older guys kind of showed them the ropes, and now they understand the culture. And so now when you get to the latter part of the season, they ready to roll. We done played a lot of football now. That's been the key, man, getting those young guys those opportunities early on. And that's something that we kind of pride ourselves in. You don't get an opportunity to play JV here. You got to roll from day one. So it's working.
Well, Coach, one thing I've been saying that I heard you say when we were at homecoming that I use a lot on the Grit and Grind. I have patting your sins now is one of my favorite sentences. A team is different from week 1 to week 3. And you told us that at homecoming. So now going into the playoff game, brand new team, like we said, the 8-2 play some good football all season long. You got a 1-9 Southside team. Without giving the X and O's of this game, just how are you going to get the guys prepared this week for this game on Friday night at the Nest in Dub C?
I think, one of the sayings that I have with all of our players is every week is a championship week, right? And so if you prepare week 1 like a championship week 2 like a championship week, when you get to week 11, you've been practicing like a championship team all week. So that's just the thing, having the consistency in practice. It's like our team is naturally competitive with each other, naturally. If you come out to one of our practices and, we got 11 on, it's competitive. And so, they gonna get after each other. And so that naturally just goes over to the game. So I don't think that you have to change your plans at all if your plans are consistent. And that's the big thing, just trying to stay consistent. There's some days, kids gonna be kids. And
Right.
sometimes you don't feel like it. Well, then that's where you start making it competitive. All right, you got 3 plays to pick up 10 yards. If you don't, you got up downs. The loser got up downs, and you just see it instantly. It go from here to there, right? Them guys just, all right, we going up, okay. And the trash talking gets started, and then it's all right. And I always have to tell them, why do I have to do that, man? Why y'all just can't? But I get it. And sometimes you need that jolt to get it going. So I think, it's gonna be the same thing this week. We're not gonna deviate from our plan. We're gonna lift every day like we always do. We're gonna work special teams like we always do, and we're gonna go over our offense. We're gonna go over our defense. We're gonna do everything that we've been doing throughout the years. No need to come into the playoffs and try to change the plan.
Well, Coach, we want to thank you for stopping by the Grit and Grind Coach's Corner. We want to wish you best of luck this week in y'all first playoff game against Southside. The Grit and Grind will just be watching. And, Coach, I will say one thing about the Eagles. Every time I watch them play, they have made me want to get back on the sideline and start back calling plays.
But look, let's talk this offseason, man. It's an open door, man. We always looking for good help, man.
Hey, I may take you up on that, Coach. One Friday night, come back on the sideline, call a few plays.
Yeah, go in the booth, man.
Or go in the booth, call a few plays. That's up there.
There you go. It's almost like video game.
Yes, sir. Well, Coach, we appreciate you stopping by as always. Best of luck this week on the game, and we'll definitely be getting up with you later on throughout the season. Appreciate you, Coach.
What's up, man? Thank y'all. Y'all take care, man.
All right. We want to thank Coach Hunt for joining us in the Coach's Corner this week. And I tell you, we talked to him another hour after that interview, just talking football and everything else. So, Coach Hunter, we wish you the best in the playoffs and know that you're going to have your Warriors ready to play. Now, let's go into the 2A playoff game with Roanoke Rafford versus James Kenan. James Kenan is coming this game 9-1. The only loss they've had this year was their last game of the season, which was against Wallace Rose Hill, and they lost 17-14. But other than that, James Kenan has just been dominating in their conference and the games they played all season. And it started with some of their key players. Quarterback, Averett, he's got over 900 yards passing, 11 touchdowns for the season. And their 2 running backs in Hall and Mitchell, those guys have just been playing great football for James Kenan Tigers. And if you're Roanoke Rapids, this is a challenge because you're playing a good team that lost a game that in their minds they should have won, that could have had a better record for them as far as 10-0 for the regular season. So you definitely want to be prepared. And a couple of their players for the Yellow Jackets is Duncan and Hawkins Juniors and Williams. They have been key players for the Yellow Jackets. And we also had a chance to talk to the head coach of the Roanoke Rapids Yellow Jackets, Coach Lyons, and here's that interview.
Welcome back to the Grit and Grind, Daryl. We have with us today Coach Chris Lyons, the head coach of the Roanoke Rapids Yellow Jackets, or what we learned last week, the Jackets.
Jackets.
We are glad to have you on the show today. And once again, we're glad and thank you for the helmet donation to the Grit and Grind. Glad to have you on the show, Coach.
Yes, sir. Thank you guys for having me. And like I told you last week, I've been watching a few of you guys' interviews, and I noticed we needed a yellow jacket, and helmet up there, so that worked out well. Yes, sir.
Yes, it did, and we're glad for it. Well, Coach, you had a great season right here. You're heading to the playoffs. You guys win 6-4 this season. So just tell me a little bit about the season before this playoff game. Pretty much, how are you able just to keep the team focused, to stay ahead, and keep on a good winning streak with a hard conference that you play in?
Just very proud of the start we were able to get off to, the 4-0 non-conference, and then being able to, beat Franklinton to start off conference play 1-0 was huge for us. Just really proud. Last year was a tough year for us, and we pretty much, this year we're running it back with the same crew, just, added a few guys and a few new guys. But for the most part, we've got 19 seniors, and about 16 of them are the junior class from last year. So just really proud of the growth that guys made individually and the growth that we've made as a team. And, proud of the 6-4 record, and we'll see how the playoffs go.
All right, Coach. And what I want to ask you, and I asked this to most of the coaches we interview, is tell me some about those young players that you got coming up that you can see that can make a difference in the program, say maybe next year or years after next.
Our JV numbers were so low this summer. I think there was, most of the summer we had about 4 or 5 freshmen, which is really heartbreaking to see, not having more guys come out, young guys. So we waited until the last moment to make a decision on JV, trying our best to have one, and we just weren't able to have the numbers. And so we pretty much kept everybody that was there and have them practicing with us all year. But we've got a good sophomore class. We've got 2 of our offensive linemen. One of them 6'5", 260. The other one is 6'3", 270. One of them plays center and one of them plays tackle for us. So I'm excited about those 2 guys. And, our running backs, both of our backs, Bobby Hawkins Jr. and DeMaje Williams are both juniors. So we'll have those back next year. We're losing, like I said, 19 seniors. So it's going to be a lot of replacing, and it's going to be a lot of guys who don't have experience. And, that was our biggest thing last year. We had a totally new group after losing 23 seniors the year before. And that experience, man, it plays such a huge role. And it'll be a very inexperienced team next year. But, we've got some key guys in some key places, and the young guys are going to get in the weight room, and we'll have to make them a little bit bigger and stronger and faster in the off season. And hopefully we'll be able to put something together pretty good next year.
Well, Coach, I know you talked about that Franklinton game, the first game of conference. You guys were able to go to Franklinton, a tough place to play in. Me and Deryl been to a bunch of Franklinton games. Yeah. How were you able to get the guys to go in and get a good win, 10-7, over a good Franklinton team that night?
Just stressing. I think their record at that time was 1-3 or 2-3, and today's world is max preps and Instagram and social media. And once the kids see that record, they think, that it should be an easy win. And especially when you're sitting at 4-0, that was just a humbling week. That's just all week pretty much reminding them that you ain't done nothing yet. And this is where the real ball starts. And just making sure they kept a level head. And I know Franklinton was very banged up when we played them. And so I know they had like 7 or 8 starters out, I believe. And that was right after all that rain we had. And it was a sloppy field. Very boring offensively that night, but the guys played hard. And anytime you can get a road win, conference road win, you'll take it, and you're very happy with it. So that was a big win for us that night.
Well, Coach, you got a playoff game coming up this week in the first round. The Yellow Jackets are heading down to James Kenan, to Kenansville, to play James Kenan. Just tell me how you're preparing the guys this week for this first round playoff game.
Very impressed with James Kenan on film. They were sitting at the 1 seed pretty much all year until they lost to Wallace Rose Hill. So, I was telling my coaches, sometimes you get a good draw, sometimes you get a bad draw. We just got a tough draw. That's our draw. They're a good football team. They fly around on defense. They got a lot of good athletes. But it's a good challenge for us. I told the guys, we don't have anything to lose. Let's just go play. Let's go play hard. I tell the seniors that they're literally playing for their football lives. I don't think we'll have anybody probably go on to the next level. And so this is it. And I tell the young guys, they're playing to keep those seniors again. And it'll be a big challenge for us. But football is real simple. You tackle well and you block well. You push people around better than it does. anybody's got a shot. So it'll be a tough one, but we'll see what happens.
Well, Coach, we want to wish you the best of luck this week in the first rounds as y'all travel up to Keaneysville to play James Keeney. We'll definitely be keeping an eye on this game right here. I believe it's one of our marquee games of the week for the Grit and Grind. So we'll definitely keep an eye on it and keep you in contact, Coach. Thank you for dropping by the Grit and Grind Coach's Corner.
Thank you guys for having me. Appreciate it.
All right. We want to thank Coach Lyons for stopping by the Grit and Grind Coach's Corner this week, talking about his Yellow Jackets as far as going into the playoffs. All right, let's refocus. Let's get back to the 3A playoff game of the marquee game for this week. It's going to be J.H. Rose versus Northern Nash. And this was a game that was played, I want to say week 4 in the season. And it was a tough game. It came down to the wire, almost like the last play. I think it was a fumble recovery for Northern Nash, and they ran in for a touchdown to win the game. And this was a challenge for Northern Nash, and they're playing this J.H. Rose team again. Again, if you don't look at the scores, their record is 2-8, but this team has a good quarterback in Jimmy Martin. He has played great football for them. He's got over 17 touchdowns, thrown for over 1,900 yards. They got 2 running backs in Collins and Davis that have just played great for them. So if you're Northern Nash, you want to get focused. You really don't want to be where it was like 4 weeks ago as far as early in the season when you played them. You want to be in there. You want to come in there, take care of business early, establish the run early in the game, and just flex your muscles throughout and take care of business and get out of there because you don't want J.H. Rose to hang around. And, again, key players for Northern Nash, Singler, that quarterback, Eatman, running back, McDaniels, and Jones, Griffin, Mayfield, those guys have got to step up on the defensive side of the ball because as far as the corners for Northern, you cannot allow Martin to throw the ball like he did against you weeks ago and have that same outcome. So you want to put pressure up on the quarterback. Don't let him stand back there all day long throwing the ball and give yourself a chance to win the game. So I have a pick in this. Shawn done sent me his pick in this game. He's still down there working on that statue for Tarboro. But he's still sitting there in his picks. But we got to pick on this game right here. All right, our 4A marquee game of the week, playoff game of the week, is going to be Cornholder versus Clayton. Again, these two teams just played each other probably about 2-3 weeks ago. And Clayton was able to come out with a big-time win, 49-0. And for Clayton, this is one of the best starts from them since, I would say, 2015. They're 9-1, second in the conference right now. The only loss they've had was against Cleveland about 2 weeks ago, 37-35. And ironically, they lost to them last year by 2 points. I think it was, I want to say it was maybe 31-30, 29, something like that. But Clayton is coming to this game focused. Coach Chadwick's got these guys ready to play. And Clayton wants to have a long run in this playoff because they made it to the 3rd round last year and lost to Carton Givens 30-28. And I'm sure they want to get to that point again to go a little bit farther in the playoffs. Cornholder, 6-4 coming into this game. Great season for them. New coach, just got there back in June, able to turn things around. And he's getting these guys believing in themselves, believing in the program, believing in what he's trying to put down. And this is just another stepping stone for them. This is a tough challenge for them in this game because you just played this team a couple weeks ago, and Clayton is a great team. So if you're the coach for Cornholder, you just want the guys to play good football, cut down on the penalties, and give yourself a chance late in the 4th quarter. So we got 2 picks. We got picks on these games. We go into a commercial, and when we come back, we will have our primetime game of the week.
Nash Community College offers an Associate's in Arts degree as a cost-effective option for students looking to transfer to a 4-year college or university. This program requires a minimum of 60 credit hours, and students must maintain an overall GPA of a 2.0 while maintaining a C or better in each course to achieve junior status upon transfer. The curriculum includes general education courses in mathematics, science, English, and communications, ensuring a solid foundation for future academic or employment pursuits. Students benefit from one-on-one time with instructors, as well as a wide variety of wraparound services like subject-specific in-person and online tutoring, and the Student Wellness Center. For more information about the Associates in Arts degree or the college transfer process, go to nashcc.edu or call 252-451-8367.
Welcome back to the Grit and Grind!
All right, welcome back to the Grit and Grind. And shout out again to the Enloe cheerleaders for bringing us back in. All right, our prime Grit and Grind prime time game of the week is going to be East Alamance versus CB Aycock. East Alamance coming into this game 3-7. Last 4 games, they've gone 3-1. They've beaten Cedar Ridge 69-0, Person 22-21, and Orange 21-13. So East Alamance is getting that stride back at the perfect time. Playoff time, you want to be playing your best football, and right now they're doing that. Key players for them, their running game with Samuels and Rico and Braxton Ballard, their quarterback, have been playing great football. And as far as the quarterback play, he's that type of quarterback that just can get the ball out quick, and he finds his man and he gets the ball out quick. And some of his players, Rogers, the wide receiver, is one of their big-time players, number 7 for them. So if you're a CB Aycock, defense-wise, you want to be ready for anything that they have to throw at you, because you might not have seen a team that plays like this. You can't just look at that record. You got to look at the full body of what they've been able to do in certain situations throughout the game. So, but CB Aycock is coming into this game 10-0. Key players for them is that quarterback, Laster, 15 touchdowns for the season. Their running back, Frederick and Elliott. Those 2 guys have been the workhorse for them as far as on the offensive side of the ball. So CB Aycock, 10-0, one of the best starts for them in a long time. Program is heading in the right direction. You don't want to have any laps going into this game. You want to be focused, ready to play, and take care of business early. Jump on a team early. The first 2 quarters. Establish what you want to be able to do in this game and just take care of business and get out with a win. But if you're East Alamance, you want to just hang around long as you can to get it to that 4th quarter, and you never know. We always say it all the time, give yourself a chance. And that's what, if you're East Alamance, that's what you want to be able to do. We have a pick on this game, but before we can do that, we got to go to the quick picks. And let's see where we are on our quick picks for the last of this regular season. Oh, you got to be kidding me. Come on now. What? 1 point. 1 point. Okay, I need a recount. I want a recount. All right. So let's go ahead and get to these picks. All right, so 1A football playoffs. Tarboro has a bye, Wilson Prep has a bye, and I got a message from Shawn. He just said that he's almost finished with that statue down there in Tarboro, and he'll be back soon, next week's show, to show everybody the pictures of his statue down there. But anyway, first game is number 15 Weldon versus LaGrange, number 17 LaGrange. My pick was Weldon, and Shawn pick is Weldon. Our next pick is Northwest Halifax versus number 8 Procurement. I'm going Procurement on this game, and I think Shawn is going Procurement as well. All right. Our next game, number 20 Hopton versus number 13 Rosewood. I got Rosewood in this game, and I think Shawn going out on a limb. He's going Hopton. So we're going Hopton with that one. Good pick, Shawn. All right, our next game, West Columbia's number 19 versus my favorite team, number 14 Kemp Pride. Well, y'all know where I'm going. I'm going Kemp Pride, and I think Shawn will go Kemp Pride as well. So Shawn got Kemp Pride. All right, number 22 North Edge Cone versus number 11 Bertie. I've been talking about Bertie all season long. I'm old school. I remember back in the day when Bertie was that school. I'm sticking with Bertie. I think Shawn, well, let me look at, well, yep, that's what he said, North Edgecombe. Shawn's going North Edgecombe. All right, our next pick, number 18, Southeast Halifax versus East Bladen. Number 15, East Bladen. I'm going East Bladen. And yep, Shawn's going East Bladen as well. All right, let's get into the 2A playoffs. Number 34, Hertford County versus number 1, Northeastern. Both of us picked Northeastern in this game. All right, our next game is going to be number 28, North Johnson versus number 9, Martin County. We're both going Martin County on this. All right, our next game, number 13, Cummins versus number 20, Southwest Edgecombe. This is going to be a hard one right here. Southwest has been playing some good football, but I think I'm going Cummins on this game. And Shawn is going Southwest Edgecombe, his favorite Cougar. He says it all the time, so we definitely going Southwest Edgecombe. All right, number 19, Kinston versus number 14, South Columbus. I'm going South Columbus on this game. And I think Shawn is going South Columbus as well. All right, number 26, Northwood versus number 7, Eastern Wayne. Now, give me Eastern Wayne on this. Both of us got Eastern Wayne on this game. All right, number 23, Princeton versus number 10, East Corinth. I'm going Princeton for the upset. Number 23, I'm going for Princeton. And I think Shawn's gonna go Princeton as well for the upset. All right, here we go. We're in Nash County. Number 9, Nash Central versus number 24, West Craven. Nash Central has been playing some good football in the last 2 games. I haven't picked them on the air. I will keep that streak going. I won't have a pick on this one, but Shawn has Nash Central for the win. And y'all already know my pick, but I ain't gonna say it. So, all right, let's go to 3A playoffs. Number 17, Vance County versus number 16, Western Alamance. This is gonna be a very close game. Both teams about the same. I'm going Vance County for the win. It's gonna be close, but I'm going Vance County, and Shawn has Vance County down as well. All right, number 28, East Wake versus number 5, Williams. East Wake has some good wins this season. They've been playing some good football. I just think they're coming up against a team that is playing good football as well. I'm gonna go number 5, Williams for the win, and I think Shawn's got Williams down as also. All right, one of our marquee games. Well, let's see, J.H. Rose versus Northern Nash. Again, we talked about this as one of the marquee games, and this game was close the last time they played. I think if Northern comes in, takes care of business early in those first 2 quarters, Northern be okay. I'm gonna go Northern Nash, but it's gonna be close. And Shawn is going Northern Nash as well. All right, number 21, West Corinth versus number 12, Jacksonville. I'm going number 12, Jacksonville. Jacksonville's been playing some good football. This is their time of the year, playoff-wise. Jacksonville for my pick, and Shawn is going Jacksonville as well. All right, number 19, Harnett Central versus number 14, Southern Nash. I don't need to say nothing on this game. Y'all already know. Hey, I think Shawn's going Harnett Central on this. Yep, let me check my text. Yep, Shawn said Harnett Central. All right. We're going number 27, Fight versus number 6, Southern Durham. This is going to be a big-time game for Coach Rocky, being in the playoffs, first season as the head coach. I'm going Southern Durham, though, for the win. Southern Durham's been playing some good football. Shawn got Southern Durham down as well. All right, number 22, West Johnson versus number 11, Carteret County. I messed that up. I'm gonna just say, yeah, I'm gonna say county. Carteret County. I'm going with Carteret County, and I think Shawn said he's going with the county as well. All right, number 23 Hunt versus number 10 North Brunswick. Hunt's had a good season, been a little up and down for Hunt, but they was able to get that win against Fike a couple weeks ago, which was something they haven't done in, I think, 9 seasons. So with that, I'm going North Brunswick. I think North Brunswick is just playing some good football right now, and Shawn has Hunt down for the upset. All right, here we go. Number 18 Richlands versus number 15 Rocky Mount. And this is going to be one of those games. This could be one of the best games in the state in the first round. This is a Richlands team that has played some good football, played some good teams early on in the season. I'm going with Rocky Mount. They got some ballers there with Silvers, Parks, and they're just playing some good football right now. And Shawn is going Rocky Mount as well. All right, our next game, number 31, Croton versus 71st, number 2, 71st. Going 71st. Coach McNeil has those guys ready to play. They focus, and they're on a mission to get back to that state championship game. So we both got 71st for the win on this one. And number 32, Westover versus number 1, Havelock. Havelock. I think Havelock's going to take care of business, and Shawn's got Havelock down as well. All right, let's go into the 4A playoffs. Number 32, Heritage versus number 1, Cleveland. Let's see, I got Cleveland in this game, and Shawn has Cleveland as well. All right, our next game, number 28, Middle Creek versus number 5, Roseville. I'm going Roseville. Coach Rack's got those guys ready to play. They itching to get back on the field, and I think they're going to take care of business, and they're going to have a nice run in the playoffs. And Shawn has Roseville as well. All right, number 30, Broughton versus number 3, Hogarth. Hogarth. This was a team that went far in the playoffs last year. I think they made it to the playoffs. Made it to the state championship. So I'm going Hogarth in this, and Shawn has Hogarth down as well. All right, number 19, D.H. Conley versus number 14, Leesville Road. This game right here could go either way, but I'm going Leesville Rose. I'm going Leesville Rose for the win. And Shawn is going D.H. Conley. Yep, D.H. Conley for Shawn for the upset. So we shall see. All right, number 27, Grays Creek versus number 6, New Bern. Now, this was a New Bern team a couple seasons ago that was in the state championship. And these guys are just getting back refocused, doing what you got to do. They played a good Havelock team early in the season, came back and got a win late in the game. I think Havelock was even up at, 28-7 or something like that at halftime, and New Bern came back and won that game. So I'm going New Bern in this game, and Shawn has New Bern down as well. Number 26, Wake Forest versus number 7, Jack Britt. This right here is a good game if you're in that Wake Forest area. I'm going Jack Britt for the win. Jack Britt has been that team throughout the season that has just been able to play good football, and Shawn has Jack Britt down as well. All right, number 18, Southeast Raleigh versus number 15, Garner. I mean, these two teams are in the same conference, and so you're playing. It's like playing your brother. Who's gonna win, the little brother or the big brother? And I'm gonna go I'm going Southeast Raleigh. I think Southeast Raleigh can win this game. And let's see, Shawn pick. It looks like it's gonna be Garner. So Shawn's going with Garner. All right, and number 31, Willow Springs versus number 2, Carton Gibbons. Going Carton Gibbons for the win in this game, and Shawn has Carton Gibbons down as the win also. All right, and let's go to our marquee games. Our first marquee game is Southside, number 24, versus Warren County, number 9. We talked about this earlier in our marquee game breakdown. I think Warren County is just playing some really good football right now. And again, you just want to take control first 2 quarters, establish what you want to do, and take care of business. But I think Warren County is going to win this game. So I'm going Warren County. And Shawn has Warren County down also. All right, our next game is Roanoke Rapids, number 21, versus James Keaton, number 12. James Keaton's got a lot of firepower right now, and Roanoke Rapids is coming into this game with a couple losses, but I'm going James Keaton, but I think Roanoke Rapids is going to keep it close. And Shawn is going James Keaton as well. All right, our 3A. All right, we talked about this game earlier, J.H. Rose versus Northern Nash. We both picked them, Northern Nash, for the win on this. So both of us, me and Shawn, both have Northern Nash for the win. And our 4A marquee game, Corinth Holder, number 20 versus number 13, Clayton. Again, they played each other probably about 2-3 weeks ago. This is a young Corinth Holder team that's playing a established Clayton team that has been playing some good football. Going Clayton, and looks like Shawn's going Clayton as well. All right, now it's time for the Grit and Grind primetime game of the week. And it is number 29 East Alamance versus number 4 CB Aycock. This game can be a trap game if you're CB Aycock, if you're not ready to play. Like I said earlier, don't look at the record. I think they're 3-7. Don't take them lightly. If you can come in there and establish what you want to do and be ready to play, you can get a win. I'm going to go CB Aycock, but be ready to play if you're CB Aycock. And Shawn has CB Aycock also. All right. Those are our picks for the week and for the playoffs. And you have been watching the Grit and Grind. And also, you can follow us on Instagram on Grit and Grind Podcast NC. You also can follow us on YouTube at Studio 67 NCC, and just mash that like button and that subscribe button when you see it. And like always, Shawn's not here. He's still down there building that statue for Tarboro. But do you have the grit? And Shawn, do you have the grind? And we will see y'all next week on the Grit and Grind.